This story is called Timecard. I never thought much of the old adage, time is money, until I stumbled upon a job that turned it into a sinister reality. The classified ad had been cryptic, posted on a website that seemed to exist on the fringes of the internet. It simply read, "Earn an hour, spend an hour." I was desperate, struggling to make ends meet in a dead-end job, with bills piling up like a relentless tide. The allure of quick money drew me in, and I couldn't resist the temptation. Little did I know that the job I was about to undertake would unleash a horror beyond my imagination. I reached for the address provided at the ad, an unassuming building nestled in the heart of the city. It bore no signs, no markings, and seemed to blend in with the urban landscape like a chameleon. I hesitated for a moment, the feeling of unease gnawing at my gut, but the promise of financial relief propelled me forward. Inside, I found a dimly lit waiting room with rows of worn, uncomfortable chairs. A receptionist sat behind a glass window, her expression unreadable. I gave my name and was handed a nondescript envelope with a single sheet of paper inside. The instructions were simple. Work for 1 hour, and you gain 1 hour of your life back. Refuse to work, and you will lose 1 hour of your life. Confusion swirled within me, but the receptionist offered no explanation. I was ushered into an adjacent room where a desk stood in a stark location. On it lay a telephone, a notebook, and a clock that ominously counted down from 59 minutes. With no other choice, I picked up the phone, and a voice on the other end instructed me to begin transcribing a series of documents. The work was mind-numbing, an endless stream of numbers and phrases that held no meaning. The minutes ticked away, and as the clock counted down to 0, I felt a sharp, searing pain in my chest. I was plunged into darkness, my consciousness fading away like a flickering candle. When I awoke, I found myself back in the dimly lit waiting room. The receptionist regarded me with an impassive stare as I realized that an hour of my life had vanished. Fear clawed at the edges of my mind as I considered the implication of what I just experienced. But my desperate circumstances left me with no choice. I needed the money, and the promise of regaining my lost hours compelled me to return the following day. The cycle continued, a never-ending loop of transcription work, each hour of labor earning me an hour of my life back. But the toll it exacted on my body and mind was undeniable. Each time I worked, the pain in my chest grew more intense, and my memories of the hours lost became increasingly fragmented. Days turned into weeks, and my life outside that room seemed to wither away. I became a slave to the clock. My existence measured in hours worked and hours regained. The outside world faded into obscurity, replaced by an unending cycle of monotony. One day, as I sat transcribing mindlessly, I noticed something unusual in the documents. A recurring symbol that eluded me before. It appeared to be a sigil, an intricate design that held a haunting allure. It was as though the symbol itself was trying to convey a message that had been hidden in plain sight. As I delved deeper into deciphering the sigil's meaning, I uncovered a truth that shattered the fragile reality I'd clung to. The job I had taken was not simply a means to earn money. It was a malevolent contract, a pact with an entity that fed on the essence of time itself. The sigil was a key, a way to unlock the door to the entity's realm. It offered a glimpse into the horrors that laid beyond. An endless expanse of darkness, inhabited by grotesque, time-devouring beings. I realized that the pain in my chest was not simply the toll of my labor. It was the entity's way of siphoning my life force, feeding on the hours I worked. Desperation and fear gripped me as I understood the true nature of the job that I had undertaken. I had become a prisoner in a nightmarish dimension, a pawn in a cosmic game of time and suffering. The promise of regaining my hours had been a cruel deception, a lure to ensnare unwitting victims. I knew I had to break free from the cycle, to escape the clutches of the entity that held me captive. Armed with the knowledge of the sigil's power, I devised a plan. During my next hour of work, as the clock counted down, I focused all my thoughts and willpower on the sigil, willing it to release me from the entity's grasp. In that final, agonizing minute, the sigil responded. It shimmered with an ethereal light, and the room around me seemed to shift and contort. I felt a surge of energy, a force of liberation that tore me from the entity's hold. I awoke in the waiting room, gasping for breath, my chest free of pain. The receptionist regarded me with an expression of mild curiosity, as though nothing had happened. But the clock on the wall had stopped, frozen in time. I stumbled out of the building, my mind reeling from the ordeal that I had endured. The world outside felt unfamiliar, as though I had emerged from a nightmare into a new reality. It's okay, though. The hours I had lost would never be regained. But I